Rachel, and this is my home. This is Hastings House. I've lived here for 10 years, but 2 years ago I did a big refurbishment on it and had it all lovingly installed with some great help from Jojo and her team at House 9.
Like a pair of llamas. I think about letters.
Freckles, Dolly, Fifi, Pipit, and that's Mouse. So I now have 6, 7 bedrooms. I've got a lovely open plan living area. I've got 2 extensions to give me some more space and to make the flow of the house sort of work better. And I absolutely love it. It's brilliant. What? Yeah, 2 years.
Two years?
We were just like, where are we now? Early November. Yeah, do you remember? You installed for me on the 22nd of December.
Oh my God, yeah, we did.
It was really hectic.
2 years. It's been nearly 2 years.
I had followed House 9 and Jojo on Instagram for years. I mean, I don't even know how long, and I don't even know why I'd started following her in the first place. But I did, and because she's so good on Instagram, it had become an account that I'd really sort of enjoyed following. And ever since I moved in this house, I had wanted to refurb it. But of course, you know, you buy a house, that's a big chunk of your money gone. You normally have to wait quite a while until you've sort of topped your funds up. But whenever she would sort of release a photo shoot of a new project she'd done, or, you know, whenever I would see, she's done a couple of commercial projects as well, which is sort of my background. So I was really interested in that as well. But whenever she released any sort of new work, I was just loved it all. I loved everything about it. I loved how every photo just looked like a home. You know, it didn't look overdressed. It just looked like a home, a beautiful, stylish, comfortable home that you could actually live in. So I was, of course, really appealed by the interiors, but I also just thought she gave such a good energy. She just seemed like somebody that I would really get on well with and really wanted to be friends with, I suppose.
There once was a lady from Stowe whose laughter would brighten the show. With 5 dogs at play and a jockey each day. Oh.
No!
Her house was the best place to go.
Oh my God, it was the best thing ever. Because actually, because I'd lived here for 8 years before I'd had the money to refurbish it, I got like all of these ideas. Like I used to go to sleep at night thinking, right, I'm gonna have the electric gate, I'm gonna have, you know, the cobbles, then I'm gonna put the extensions on, you know, like I'd got all these ideas but I had got no real sort of funnel of them, you know, like no real focus, and they were all just kind of in my head. Yeah.
Rachel wanted this idea of a really sociable space for lots of people.
Yeah.
You're always like entertaining. You are the hostess.
Well, I've kind of got pub background, so I wanted
This
it not
bar.
to feel too domestic.
Yeah.
But we'd originally I was saying I really want to get a bar in.
Yeah.
We were like looking at different areas, and everywhere just felt a bit separated. And I was like, no, it's going to be like the men will be over there, and then I'll just be here. Nobody will be with me. So actually, when we decided just to put these sort of bar shelves in, and then I've got a glass washer and an ice machine under here, it just was like the best thing. I was like, it's absolutely this is perfect.
We call that a prep kitchen, because that is really
Because they're sort of impartial, the girls came up with some really good ideas that hadn't necessarily formed my initial thinkings when I was thinking about pulling the house apart, really. So when they really felt strongly about something, they really pushed for it, and now I'm so glad that they did and didn't let me lead on that. Yeah, that's
funny
right. And there
little
was a
kitchen.
wall where you were standing here.
Yeah.
So I always knew that I just wanted to sort of punch through here, turn that window into French windows. Do you remember when we were talking about putting the fire up here? This used to be a wood burner here.
I do, yeah.
And I was really like, wanted to have this sort of shoulder height fire. There were like things that I'd,
In your head, you
for
thought
years,
you
that I'd sort of thought, oh God, I would
Yeah.
really love to do that. And then it was so great when you girls were like, yeah, great. And also all of this.
Yeah, and these.
Yeah, and these,
Yeah.
yeah. I've got two beautiful archways that separate my dining table and my island. And when we were talking about making, I was just a bit like, it feels like it's going to be too tight. We won't be able to get through them. I couldn't really sort of picture it or see it. And then at the end of the dining table, I've got two sets of cupboards, which originally used to be open. Anyway, it was something that we sort of just discussed quite a bit, really. And then in the end, I was like, okay, let's just go for it. I haven't actually, I've got nothing better really to offer. So I just felt like I was putting a stop on something. And now it's honestly the best thing ever. I can totally see what that vision was. And I was probably leaning too much into like how I thought it was going to work, and they were 100% right. I think the planning, I think the attention to detail that they put in at the time, when you are then paying for it and, dealing with it in the project, it can be quite hard work actually, but it's worth it in the end. When you're getting your joinery drawings and you're thinking, oh God, that looks quite tricky, or, I'm worried about how much money that's going to be. I think it is worth sticking with as much of the attention to detail as you possibly can, because that is what makes the difference. And actually that is what everybody comes in and says. Everybody comes in and says, oh my God, the attention to detail is amazing. I think that your home, you spend so much time in your home, don't you? You have to feel comfortable in every area, whether you are doing your laundry or watching your TV or having a dinner party or getting ready for bed. You have to enjoy all those little processes, because it forms such a big part of your life. So actually, I think design is so important, because if there's an area of your house that you just don't really like being because it doesn't work for you and it doesn't look very good, it does sort of bring a bit of negative energy. So I think now that it is done literally from corner to corner, every single sort of process of my life I now really enjoy in the house, because everything is where it should be, working how it should be, but it looks amazing as well. Originally, we discussed putting some seating in there. I don't know if you remember, but we were sort of thinking seating and then some inset shelves. And then I said, I just feel like I haven't got enough big, deep kitchen storage. And also, I don't want to have this beautiful house and then just stick a dog bed in the middle of the floor. Yeah. So then you and Rosie designed this for me, and it's just the best thing ever.
It's so cool.
It's so great. I love it so much.
Cool.
And actually what I love is sitting on the sofa in there and like looking through at this and just thinking, God, I bloody love that.
Yeah, it's bloody
Yeah. I would definitely choose a better contractor, 100%. That was the biggest mistake I made, and it was a really big mistake actually, because it just had a knock-on effect for absolutely everything. And I've done projects before, I know how they should go, and it was frustrating to see elements of this project not going well. So I think, you have to go into a lot of detail with your contractor from the beginning. Most people would probably do this. I was probably a bit gung-ho, and actually my experience probably made me more gung-ho than I should have been. Knowing how much detail I wanted to put into this project, I should have questioned the contractor more on, what guys he'd got, what elements he wasn't going to be able to support, what other projects he was doing at the time that would would affect my project. So finding a good contractor is really difficult. You've got to get recommendations for sure, but you also have to get recommendations from people that have got the same sort of standard as you. And also you've got to look at the project you're doing, what you're going to need, how much involvement you want to have yourself. So yeah, using a better contractor would definitely be top of the tree. Everything leads the eye. So if you know, we're here like opening these bifolds and you happen to glance through, you can see the end of the kitchen island, you can see the arch, you can see through to the dining table with the, you know, the velvet backs on the chairs. Wherever you are, there's not just one thing to look at. There's not just, you know, one area. Everything just catches the eye.
It's a visual feast, this house.
It's a visual feast.
Feast for the eyes.
Yeah. It's been so great. Everybody is, because so many, I've lived here for such a long time before, everybody had seen the house as it was. And actually, do you know, the one of the worst things within the sort of the refurb time frame was that, you know, I was saying to people like, oh, I'm refurbing my house, I pulled it all apart. And, you know, I was hundreds of thousands of pounds in at this stage. And everyone was like, but why? Your house was like fine, it was like great. And I was thinking, oh my God, I made a terrible mistake. But now they come in and they sort of see what vision I'd had that then House 9 have obviously added to just exponentially. The feedback has just been amazing and everybody just says, oh my God, the attention to detail is just everything. You know, people walk around and they literally are like touching things and being like, oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. And it's so lovely actually. And it's really nice when people really notice like the little things that at the time, you know, I was saying to Rosie like, oh my God, you know, do we have to use like 8 different suppliers for, you know, candles or whatever? Or do we have to use like 12 different shades of like neutral paint? I remember speaking with Rosie and being like, so it's still green then? She was like, but it's a different green. It's a different green. Yeah. Great though. And actually the nicest thing about that, of course, is that the whole house flows. And actually what I don't really like in some interior you see is when it's like, oh, that room is bright blue and now that room is pink. Like it doesn't, there's no sort of synergy. And of course, even though at the time I was like, wow, everything's green, it now just flows perfectly. And it feels like everything has been, you know, not thought of in just room by room, but as a whole as well.
That's what we do.
So you need to pay her.
I know! She paid us! I mean, she paid us for our services. I know what my favourite room in the house is.
What is your favourite room?
It's on a par. Will you tell me yours first, if it's not the kitchen?
I really love the attic.
Me too.
It's so special. Actually just use who she uses because I love the carpet, but it is a little bit.
Still, it's the double, it literally is like you're looking at a photo, isn't it? Does it really throw people when they come up here? They're like, is it a mirror?
Yeah, 100%. Everybody walks in and thinks, oh, this is really cute. And they think that next room
It's a mirror.
is a mirror. And then they think the bathroom is a mirror as well. So they just keep going through and being like, oh my gosh.
It is so special.
I'd wanted this for so long and I'd like measured it up and, you know, I was like going to Rosie with my like rubbish, you know, like it's almost like a stickman drawing. I was like, this is what I'm thinking of. And she's so enthusiastic. She was like, yeah, let's do it. So I just thought, oh, brilliant, okay. And then she was like, I'm gonna get this little like niche in here and we're gonna panel all of this and then we're gonna make these curtains, you know, like
on both sides and level the whole thing out.
Yeah, and I was just thinking of it like, oh yes, some cute like built-in beds. And this is the difference in the detail, isn't it? Because if I'd have done this without your input, it would just probably look rubbish.
So,
on to the next.
on to the next.
I'm gonna do another one.
Yeah, do another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell this one, do another.